Welcome back to another weekly Forexcast. All right, just picking up from where we left off last week. Had a solid week. Pairs, things played out, caught some nice pips and VIP. All right, so I wanted to start off with the fundamentals, seeing what's on. I always like to see, I'm a technical trader, but I always like to see what's on the fundamentals for the week. All right, so I can know where the volume is likely to go. And we look right here on Tuesday, we got the policy statement for JPY. All right, the monetary policy statement, also the press conference. So this is pretty much an interest rate week. All right, and normally when you have that, you have volatility. Wednesday, we got FOMC. All right, the interest rate decision, also the FOMC press conference. Normally, FOMC brings some strong volume moves. All right, and it normally gives us those nice swings. So we'll be seeing how some of these dollar pairs are affected from that. Definitely don't want to jump the gun. Want to be patient. Let the pairs come from you this week. CHF, Swiss franc also got interest rate decision. All right. So this is filled with interest rates from JPY to Swiss franc, USD, GBP. We also got the interest rate decision on Thursday. All right. Unemployment claims for USD on Thursday. And then we got some retail sales for CAD. And then Powell is speaking on Friday. He tends to move the market. So this is a fundamental heavy week. So you definitely want to be patient. You definitely don't want to jump the gun because we could see a lot of volume come in this week. All right, let's get to the charts. So last week, if you watch the last weekly outlook or the last weekly Forexcast, you will see that the dollar played out exactly how I anticipated, how I drew up. All right, I was saying this correction, I was expecting to just continue up, and that's what it did, pull back down one more time. But we see the dollar ended the week bullish, all right, with a nice bullish move. So with everything coming this week with interest rates and FOMC, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if the dollar, after such a big down, but such a big hold from this demand level, price pumped up, pulled back, higher low, pulled back, higher low here. So this could potentially be setting up for another pump up towards this supply level or towards this level of structure. So it's going to be interesting to see how the dollar react with all these fundamentals coming in, with FOMC coming in. So that's why you want to be patient, let them show their hand, and then we execute. All right, so we'll see how that is. As of now, dollar is still bullish. If price continues to pump through here, then we could see another wave up. So we'll just have to react to where price shows us. All right, EURUSD. I sent this out. You could check on the channel. I was showing you that I was still anticipating sell-offs on EU. And price was up here when I was doing that markup or that continued draw up with this shooting star forming on the pullback. And I was expecting us to continue to roll over. Now I was anticipating sales all the way from this top, and you see, boom, we're getting those continuation down. All right. So now looking at this, we still possibly can see, I'm still bearish on EU. I'm still bearish here. So you see clear downtrend structure within this bite size of price. At a down move, pull back, continuation, retest of that lower high, continuation down here, and price now broke structure here. All right. So if we get a correction early, if price want to pull up early and give us a pullback or retest towards this structure, I would say around here, look for your sales and then look for price to continue down. Because if price pull back like that, I will be expecting price to stay below, this lower high of that correction and see another extended wave down. So it's just a matter of if price wants to pull back early or if we want to just continue to drop early. Because with all the fundamentals, it's going to be interesting to see if they want to make some, strong moves early and then react around, the news events, and then we can see what happens there. So we'll see, because price is coming around this level of support. This right here is a major level of demand for price had big buyers to the upside. So when we get there, it's going to be interesting to see how price react. Because you see down here, price slightly broke below it, but then you still had a reverse right back above that level. So it's an interesting level to pay attention to, because if price was to come down and break this level, then, we could see price roll over. If FOMC brings just bullish momentum into the dollar, then we could see EU finally roll back over into this demand level where I've been anticipating us to reach. I was anticipating us to reach that on this move down, but we had a big move up. So this could possibly give us that move down here. All right, and then around here, maybe a break or bounce type scenario. All right, so we'll see how that sets up early into the week. But as of now, I'm still bearish on EU for another down move. EURJPY. EJ also was continued anticipated sales. You can follow, the analysis I was given on this, right? Especially after we had this top, this double top, price broke down, corrected, continued. This pullback was just a correction to continue down. So that played out as anticipated. All right, we roughly came back down towards 128.5 psychological level. Price pulled back up, and you see now we got another rejection rolling over. So looking how this daily candle was printing, right, like a shooting star type projection, I'm still leaning towards possibly another rollover down into the structure around 128.5. All right, which is a major structure of previous demand to pay attention to. All right, we came just about in that level with this type of candlestick right here. So you have to be cautious of that, be aware of that. But looking at this daily candle, strong wick rejection, and on this 4-hour candle, strong bearish engulfing evening star type rejection, I'm leaning towards another rollover. So if this pulls back some, all right, this could pull back some, but I'm still leaning towards price to come back, give us another bearish wave down. All right, so still bearish on EJ. And once you get around these levels down here, I mean, anything can happen. Price could come down here and then it's completely reverse. All right, so be aware of that. All right, so AU, looking at all USD. All USD was another pair played out to the T. All right, we had this breakdown. All right, when I sent this out, or when I went over this breakdown, I was expecting this pullback. And with this shooting star rejection on the retest, I was expecting this to continue to roll over. We got that. Now price is still rolling over, came down even deeper. All right, and I'm still bearish on this setup. All right, the daily, the weekly, look like we could still get another move down. All right, so looking at this downtrend structure on the daily within this bite size of price. All right, price is just creating lower highs and lower lows, right? Lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So it's still giving me downtrend structure. I'm still looking to ride that wave, right? Trade in line with structure. So if this gives us some type of correction here on this pullback, I would say look for your continued bearish wave to the downside. All right, this could come down further. All right, so look for AU to continue to give you that rollover. My next target on this will be roughly around here, 0.723, around there. Now, of course, if price was to come down and break through that, then that's a higher low in structure. So you can expect that to come down even further if that happens. All right, so look for continued sales as of now on all USD. Now, of course, if price was to just reverse and just boom, give you an impulsive breaking higher low or lower high structure, then my bias would change and look for those moves up. And again, this is FOMC week, so anything can happen. We could see a lot of volume come in. We could see moves on both sides. So just be aware of that. All JPY. All right, so looking at AJ, same thing. Price continued this breakdown. Now, when I sent out this projection, I was expecting price to continue to roll over to this level of structure. Now you see we're breaking that level of structure. So with the break of this level of structure, previous demand structure, I'm still expecting price to continue to roll over. So if we go down here, look at the 4-hour, similar to AU, we can see the clear structure, right? Price broke down, right? Lower lows and lower highs, right? Lower lows, price broke the structure right here, right? And this is the retest of this structure. So now I believe we're looking to hold. I'm expecting this to hold and give us a continued wave. So it's one or two ways I would look to trade this. All right. It's either I would say on this correction, if it gives you a pullback here, a little bearish flag, I would say on this pullback, look for price to break down. All right. I'm expecting this retest to hold. That's what I'm looking for. So either catch the pullback rejection and then continue, or let price continue to break down. If price continues to break down, forming a lower structure, breaking this structure, then after that, look for the pullback, possibly a retest, but catch that bearish flag correction to continue to the downside. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on AJ. All right, looking at this, I mean, this could come a lot down further. All right, this could, because on a weekly, I mean, we're still in this downtrend on a weekly from this major level of supply up here. So this could roll all the way back over down towards these lows. All right, so Let's react to what price shows us. GU was another beautiful setup. Gave this out in VIP. Everything played out. Same thing. If you look at this on the daily, all right, when price rejected, pull back up to this level of structure, it printed this big shooting star candlestick right here, right? Some will call it a kangaroo tail, shooting star, you know, nice, strong wick rejection. That's telling us a story, price exhaustion, especially on the daily. Price is likely to roll over after seeing something like that. All right. And that's exactly what we got. So if we go down to the 4 hour, when I saw price had a strong rejection, played this top, I was anticipating sales, but it gave us one more move up. And then you had a nice breakdown from there. On that, we were in VIP, we were selling the breakdown of this bearish flag. All right. On this correction, I was anticipating price to stay below that daily strong wick rejection. And I was anticipating this bearish flag to break down. And that's exactly what we got. And it came down and hit our targets at 1.373. All right. So now this is an interesting level. Price could bounce. It could reject from here, give you some type of correction. But even with that correction, it could still give us more momentum to the downside. Right now, I still will lean towards more sales possibly, especially looking at how strong this weekly candle is looking right here. All right. This weekly candle is looking real strong. All right. So the momentum is still, for me, is still bearish. All right. So I would say either look for price to correct first and then give you opportunity for continued sales. Or if it breaks this structure, you know, you can catch a retest or something or a pullback and then look for those sales. All right. But we'll see how price react at this level, because at this level, it could just bounce from this level of support and roll up. So GJ was another pair. Another one that we caught in VIP. We caught a nice sale. So if you look at this on the daily, all right, I have this big descending trend line coming down. All right. And price pulled up, forming a lower high rejection from that. All right. Now it was a slight false breakout, because now you see this big daily candle rejection. Seeing that, oh, I'm definitely showing me signs that price is likely going to give us bigger moves to the downside. And we're definitely looking like we're setting up for that now. This daily candle is also closing as a shooting star, strong rejection. So if we go down to the 4 hour, you can see price had a false break above this level right here, pulled back and gave you one more wave up. When I saw this and it started breaking back down in here, I was looking for my sales. All right, because I saw that was a false break and we had a strong close right back below. All right, so that was a nice sell-off. Now right here, after that, I was expecting some type of correction or retest before we get that continued move. I believe that's what this was to end the week. All right, if you look right here, price basically retested this structure, right? This previous structure, okay? Came up, had a strong rejection from that, strong bearish engulfing rejection. All right, so similar to AUDJPY, I'm expecting this to continue down. So I would either say wait for some type of correction. On the correction, catch that breakdown. All right, or let price break these lows, continue down. All right, and then you catch those corrective opportunities, you know, to continue. So once you get a continued break of structure, you know, look for those corrections after that and break it down. Me personally, I would like to see some type of correction, you know, first, and then I probably would look to catch those continued sales. All right, with this daily candle looking like this, I'm still leaning towards sell-offs, and I'm leaning towards price to hold below this daily wick of that candle. All right, and we can see this push back down towards, really down towards 150 or lower. All right, this could come all the way back down towards here, this demand level. All right, so that's GJ, still bearish this week. GA, so GA had a nice corrective move up. Right after this big impulsive move, price was due for a correction, and that's the corrective leg we got now. All right, so it's at an interesting level where we could start to look for potential sell-offs from this level, because it's back retesting this previous level where it had a nice sell rejection, roughly around 1.89 psychological level. All right, this also could be like a head and shoulders in a way. Okay, it could be a potential head and shoulders here. So seeing that, I'll go down to like the 4 hour. Price is definitely, to me, setting up for a wave to the downside. So I would look at something like this, take this trend line. All right, take this counter trend line. And looking at this, price is already starting to reject. If we look to the left, this is a bearish structure where price had a nice sell-off. It's retesting that and it's giving us bearish price action. So now we're watching to see how price react. Initially, we had this breakdown, a nice impulsive close back below this level, right? And then this is a pullback retesting that breakdown. All right, so now if we go down, let's say the 2 hour to 1 hour, I see a head and shoulders right here. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. So seeing this type of impulsive rejection and now price correcting, I'm looking for this correction or this pullback, right? After that impulse rejection, I'm looking for this correction here to break down, all right? All right, so I like for GA, even if the market open and it lagged around this level, I never enter right at market open. Sundays, I normally don't like to trade unless I see, you know, a setup that's like I can't pass up. Because initially, any other day, I'll definitely be looking for this right here on this pullback and, you know, stop loss above the head or above this structure of that and look to take this down. All right. That's something I will look for, but I am expecting this to roll over here. I'm looking for this to break down. All right. My first target would be roughly around 1.88. Okay. But looking at the daily, this could come a lot further. All right. I'll be my first target around here, 1.88. But if we break that structure, all right, then expect this to come much further down. All right. So this could be a nice setup, a nice risk to reward move coming on GA. So be on the lookout for that, this breakdown. All right, the NZDUSD was also a nice rejection going along with that strong dollar. All right, you see, looking at the weekly, you know, downtrend structure. We had a nice rejection down, price pulled up, had a lower high, rejection down. Now price is correcting. It corrected up to that level again. Go to the daily, and it rejected my trend line, also rejecting this previous structure right here. All right, so that lined up trend line, nice rejection of structure right here. You know, really seeing a breakdown like that, you want to look, once you see the rejection, like here, this is similar to all USD, rejection of structure and the trend line. On this correction, you look for your sales. And that's what it, you know, it gave you the opportunity. So this is the opportunity here that I'd have been looking for. Okay, price to continue down, right? And that's what it did. So now I'm still bearish here on NU. You see here, looking to the left, this is a level of structure right here. Price is breaking back below that. All right, this daily candle is closing below that. So I'm still expecting this to roll back over back down towards these levels of demand structure. All right, so looking at this on a 4 hour, you see price is already breaking back down. So these are one or two ways I would look for this. If this gives you a pullback, a retest first, on that retest, that could be an opportunity. And then you look to take this down because I'm expecting this to stay below here, below this breakout structure or this lower high structure. All right, so either that, pullback and continuation, or let this continue to break down. If this continue to break down, then, you know, you probably wait for the daily candle close on Monday, and then you catch your pullbacks after that. Look for those corrective opportunities, bearish flag, before you know, catch that move down. Because I believe this could come all the way back down 100 plus pips more, you know, at least back down to like 0.693, 0.695. But I believe this could come all the way back down to 0.69 even, you know, so it's another 130 plus pips from where it's at. NZDJPY, if we look at NZDJPY, similar to NU, all right, as far as how it's playing out. So if we look at this on a daily, you can see roughly around this level of structure here, right, where it was support, became resistance, right, became a level of resistance. Price is breaking down from that, right? It had a nice impulsive breakdown. So now I'm expecting some type of, you could catch a correction and continuation. All right, so I'm still bearish on this. It's just about now, how do you look for the setup? Like, how would you trade this? So we'll go down to the 4 hour. All right, you see structure clearly here. You see right here, price basically broke structure, retested right here. This was the retested structure. That's your opportunity on sale. Boom, continue to reject away. All right. So now with this, I would say here, either wait for some type of correction here, a right shoulder, a bearish flag, and then look for the breakdown. All right. Or let this continue to break down. And if it continues to break down with lower low structure here, then you catch your corrective move and look for those continued moves down. But similar to NZDUSD, I'm expecting this to continue to roll over back down towards these levels of demand. This could come all the way back down towards, 76 to 76, even possibly lower. CAD JPY. All right, gonna be wrapping this up. So same thing, you know what I mean? CAD weakness has come in strong. So we look at this, price broke this corrective channel here, broke down, gave you those pullbacks, continued breaking down. All right, formed a lower high right here, continued breaking down. All right, so you got the high, you got lower high structure here, lower high, and it's continued to break down. So with this, I would say either look for a correction. If this gives you a pullback on this corrective move, you could catch that continued breakdown there. That's one way, or let it continue to break down. On this continued breakdown, then catch that corrective move, maybe a retest here, and then look for that continued move down. All right, so all in all, I am expecting continued moves to the downside. And with this daily candle, you see this daily candle, nice shooting star, strong wick rejection. All right. And for me, that's showing still bearish signs for us to get that continued rollover. Looking at this on a weekly, this could come all the way back down. You see, I have this ascending trend line here. And if you look to the left, we got some strong structure right here that was supply in the past. So we could see this come all the way back down, and retest that again. It did here, right here. All right, so we could see that happen again. We could see this roll back down to this level. Then we get back to this level, that could be a break or bounce. If it forms some type of bullish price action, then we could see that roll back up. All right, but if this was to come down and continue to drop and break through this structure, then that's definitely a sign that we're going even further to the downside. All right, so CAD JPY still bearish this week. USD CAD. So this also is going in line with CAD weakness. All right, so you can see USD CAD when it had this rejection on this pullback, it formed this bullish engulfing here on the weekly. So seeing that on the weekly, I was still, expecting the buyers to be in control. So you see here, price pull back slightly after that, and now you see it still pumping back to the upside. All right, so if we go down to let's see the daily strong bullish candle right here, which is closing above. It's closing above this structure now. All right, so I'm still bullish. I'm still looking for this to come deeper into this level of structure, supply structure up here next. All right, so if we go down to the 4 hour, this is actually something I was going to look to trade, but I was already in a few pairs. But when price was pulling back right here, right, and forming this higher low, I was anticipating this to give us a continued wave up. So that's exactly what it did. And you see we're breaking this high now, forming a higher high. So it's one of two ways that I would say look to trade this. Is either price could just keep going or give you a slight retest of this and continue. Either that but ideally, I would like to see a deeper correction, right, before price continues up. So the next level of structure, I would look for a deeper correction to hit. It's roughly around here, all right? Look to the left, roughly around this level of resistance, all right? So if price gives us something like this, a corrective move like this, and retesting down towards these structure levels, that can be your opportunity to catch your buys, all right, and ride this back up to these levels. All right, this can come deeper back into this level. So on something down here, I would look for a retest. You could enter around there. Stop loss can be, roughly like below that higher low, something like that, depending on how price is reacting, and look to take this back up. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. Definitely still bullish. And if it gives you the correction, you catch that continued move up. All right, and lastly, gold. Gold had a strong sell-off. All right. Now, I was still anticipating gold to continue to sell off. I just thought we would probably get more of a pullback because after seeing this bearish engulfing on the weekly, I'm like, yeah, I'm still leaning towards sell-offs to come on gold. Now, last week, gold was pretty much, if we go to the 4 hour real quick, gold was pretty much ranging right here at this level. At this level of support, it was ranging. All right. And it was finding support at first with some of these candlesticks. And I was like, okay, we might get that corrective move, deeper corrective move, and then roll over. But we didn't get that. It played around this level, hit the top of this range, and then you see it just boom, just sold off. All right. So now gold is at an interesting level. We back around this level of demand or this level of support. Looking to the left, it's a strong level that usually gives you nice buys. So that's why it's interesting to see how FOMC is going to react, because this is definitely going to give us some reactions from gold, from these dollar pairs. So it's important to pay attention and be patient and not jump the gun with these fundamentals coming, because this right here, this could very well be a double bottom, possibly. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if gold holds right here and just gives you a deeper move back up. All right. Now, if weakness comes in the dollar, that's what I expect to happen with gold. So with this, let's say if this comes up, boom, give you a move up. If that happens, a strong move up, then on a correction, you could catch those corrective buys. All right, something like that. All right. Or if the gold just continues to sell off right here, then I would say catch those pullbacks opportunities. All right. So with this, you just got to let it develop. See how the dollar is going to react. See what the dollar is trying to do. And around when FOMC is coming, FOMC is definitely going to, if I might not be in any dollar pairs until FOMC, because usually FOMC have some quick, sharp moves, but usually they show their hand, and they'll print something on the chart, and then normally if you have the experience to understand how to read it, you can have more confidence in the direction they're going after FOMC. All right, so let's see how that develops. So all in all, we have some good potential moves coming. A lot of volume should be coming in this week with all the interest rate decisions we have. So just be patient, let the pairs come to you, and let's make it happen. And also, if you're somebody that's looking to, be in, if you're looking for more mentorship, more help, be sure to check us out at the fxwave.com, because I could show you here, last week we caught some nice moves. All right. If you look here, we have the trade idea tab where I send out analysis, but we also send out trades that we're looking to get into. Like right here, TP2 was hit on GU for 108 pips. All right. This isn't just a signal service. This is you learning, you growing, seeing how we're looking to enter these pairs, right? I'm giving you all my updates. All right, EU, everything, so you can learn how to fish for yourself as well. GJ was also one given out. TP2 was 131 pips. So, we gave out over 200 pips, as well as some live sessions. We got crypto trade ideas, the FX Wave, the trader chat. So you can, chat with other traders, testimonials. People drop the testimonials here. We have some people winning. One of my students here, $700. People getting some nice results and also learning. All right. So if this is something you're looking for, a community, check out the fxwave.com and let's win. Let's learn. Let's grow. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. See you all in the next one.